Good morning, big. The camera now we're hot. It's L's down all day here in Lexington. We are waiting on the guys to get here. We got a text that they are on the way. Unfortunately, the only unfortunate part is Lynn Bowden will not be able to make it this morning. Lynn had something personal that he had to take care of this morning, so Lynn won't be here, but the other guys should be here. They are on the way, and we are excited. If you are in the Lexington area and you're listening to this, come by, get a donut. The first 36 people to come here get a free donut. Nothing like starting your day for Louisville. Get some caffeine, get some sugar, get a really good donut, and Jaden, you were way too excited already this morning. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you could definitely use a coffee or something to warm you up because it is
absolutely chilly. But the sun's out.
You wouldn't know it.
The sun being out
cold outside
is the best part of this whole experience. Is the fact that it is not cold. I'm so happy that we're not doing this. We were talking about a night game and all these things. Really happy that's not the case now.
I mean, that would have been fun because there's something about bad weather games it's just fun once you're in it and you're amongst it. But I'm good. If I'm not in it and amongst it, I'm good on getting in and amongst it.
Yeah, I'm very okay with no snow. Well, actually, I would love snow. I think I would like.
I think we're supposed to get a bunch tonight.
Tonight, yeah. It snow during the day would be totally fine. I'd be excited. Yeah. But it's going to be really exciting here when some of the guys get in to talk about the game, get their perspective on this season, right? Get their perspective on obviously the rivalry, what they've thought about, seeing it. I think I talked to Jeff Badette, who said he hasn't been to Lexington in about 5 years or something like that. So it's kind of crazy to really think about how fast time goes in terms of that. If you are on the live, you can see we've got there's a nice little donut there. I'm gonna have to start tearing into that at some point. Huh?
I've got one in front of me.
Yours is right there. I forgot. I just didn't have time to get coffee. It's like the morning kind of got thrown off a little bit, but we're good. We're in the middle of it. Kentucky obviously today goes for their 6th win in a row. I know a lot of Louisville fans like to talk and say, hey, we didn't do this because we had a vacated game. You know what I say to that? I don't care about your vacated game. I don't care about that. We still won the game. That's all that matters.
I mean, worst case scenario, it's 5 of the last 6.
Worst case scenario, they haven't beat us since 2017. As the fellas just walk in here. What's going on, guys? And so go grab a donut, go grab some coffee. We got it. You did whatever you guys want. We'll get you on in the next segment. It's cold outside, guys. You need coffee. Really excited to see the game today. Obviously, Cutter Boley starts today for the first time. Kentucky breaks out the all black jerseys for the first time. I was really excited. What do you think about that?
It's going to be really funny on Twitter either way because it's either going to be we lost and it's.
I'm going to take a big old bite of this donut while you're talking.
Yeah, you go ahead. Everybody watch him do that. It's either going to be the Mark Stoops funeral if we lose or Louisville's funeral if we win. Twitter is going to be pretty funny after the game.
No matter what happens, Twitter is going to be a mess.
Well,
one way or the other, Twitter will be a mess.
We'll get to it a little bit, in future shows, but it starts tonight. the off season of waiting, the off season of figuring out what's going
the off season of everything. Yeah, happens tonight.
At about 3:30 in the afternoon, it's officially off season time. It's officially watching Mark Stoops time. It's officially watching the transfer portal time. Yeah, that's tonight after we kick their butt. Because that's what. Well,
I don't think there's going to be any Mark Stoops watching. I think we're going to be good on that front. The big part,
staff more than
staff and what's going on with that. Yeah, that's going to be the part that you got to think about, right? But like the big part of this is going to be what's going to go on. You got the transfer portal. It really officially kicks off tonight in a lot of ways because you'll have players announcing starting probably today through the day at some point tonight, tomorrow, and not just like we're talking about the whole of college football, right? If you guys are in a box or went to bed really early or was like, wow, Georgia choked. Georgia won the game last night, and the second longest overtime game in history of college football. Did you stay up and watch that? Because I know I had turned it off, and Rando goes, "This game is nuts," and I turned it back, and I was like, "How in the hell did Georgia was down 14 2 minutes of game time ago, and now I turned it on, and it was tied, and ended up winning the game?"
Yeah, so we went to Owensboro, and I came back late last night. I was still in the car on my way home when all this was going on with the Georgia Tech game.
That donut's really good, by the way.
It was ridiculous. Like, how did some of those things happen? Like at Georgia Tech, how do you fumble there at the end? How do you fumble? Like, what are the odds of everything that happening? And getting to 8 overtimes was ridiculous. Do you want to talk about your opinions on the overtime rules?
I hate them.
They're so bad.
I think they need overtime. I think they need football, NFL style overtime rules. I think that's kind of what we need to go to.
What they need to do is I think they need to just move you back from the 25 every possession. So we'll go from the 25 to the 40 the second overtime, and then go from 40 to 50. And
I agree. That wouldn't be bad.
Eventually, it'll get hard enough to where they won't.
That would not
move them out of field goal range.
That would not be bad. I agree. I actually think that that's not a terrible way to do things. But nobody listens to us because we're not important enough.
The 8 was a lot of fun. No, I can't.
It was fun though because you kept going. It was like, for the win, no, for the win, no. Was it Joe Tessitore was on the call last night, right? Yeah. Joe Tessitore last night was literally, I don't know what they put so much caffeine or something into his drinks because that guy was unbelievably jacked up last night. It was great.
I mean, I think at that point, 8 overtimes in Athens, like I think you have to have energy. I don't see how you could possibly be tired. And
bro, this donut though, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys are around here, come get it. Well, I got the turtle one. Oh my god,
it looked good. But yeah, I mean,
if you're watching on the live stream, it tastes as good as it looks like it does. Not gonna lie.
I mean, this whole week in general has been just a fantastic event of sports. Everything has been great.
Yeah. Big day of college football. Obviously, Kentucky, Louisville. You got Michigan, Ohio State, which no one's talking about today. Which means it's probably going to be an insane game.
Which means we're going to overtime.
Which means Ohio State will probably find a way to either lose or something. You got some sneaky games, right? You got Tennessee versus Vandy. That could be a sneaky good game. You've got Texas A&M. Not only have they not played for 11 years, this game means that the winner goes to the SEC title game.
I mean, could you imagine being in Texas A&M, and having a game for the conference championship against your biggest rival that you haven't played in how long? Like that would be like, imagine if we were playing Louisville. Like if we get rid of the Louisville series, when we go to 9 SEC games, in like 10, 15 years, we're playing Louisville in a conference game to go to the SEC championship. That's what they're doing right now. Except the difference is it would be like if Louisville was the third best team in the country doing it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, that game is going to be insane. I have no idea what to think.
We're not going to interrupt these guys eating their donut and drinking their coffee. They're going to need to You're gonna have to tear that up before you get on here. Probably go for it. We'll talk when you guys are ready. You just let us know. You just tear that donut up.
We got a shout out for Hot Chocolate, another man avoiding the coffee. So.
Yeah, Jaden doesn't drink coffee. I don't trust him very much. I'm just not gonna lie. I don't understand that. Also, did you watch the game last night? Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Yeah, I did see it. I mean, Mississippi State. They did their best Kentucky impersonation. They got to the 1 yard line and got stuffed when they had a chance to make it a close game in the fourth quarter. I was not expecting that to be a close game, but
Iowa was down 10-0 at halftime, came back and won their rivalry game against Michigan. Yeah. That was funny.
They played Nebraska, but they got a strip sack with like 10 seconds left to set up the game-winning field goal. Nebraska had the ball.
It's the most Iowa thing ever.
Iowa, Nebraska, every single year, Nebraska says, "Here's the ball, beat us." And every single time Iowa does.
They've lost on a field goal, game-winning field goal, I think 4 of the last 6 or something like that. It's absolutely kind of crazy.
You think we're bad at one-possession games? Nebraska, they've been doing what we've been doing for the last 2-3 years for like 20 years.
Yes. So speaking of today's game, I think you have a big segment of the fan base that are very excited. I think you have a segment of the fan base that is dreading what might happen. Some people who are like, I am in the segment who are very excited. I cannot wait for this game. I could care if we were 0-11 right now, I would be hyped for this game. I texted you this morning and I said it is too early, and you responded with F Louisville, I'm pumped. And that's how the day started.
Exactly. I mean, you go to bed at 2-3 a.m. You wake up at 7. Like, why are we not here to to beat Louisville? I don't
exactly.
I don't understand why anybody would need to be tired. I hope the players aren't tired. I hope they have my energy. I hate Louisville. Like, I don't know what else. It really just boils down to a pure hatred of the individuals in the fan base, of the players.
Pure hatred of the individuals in the fan base.
the players on the team. Like, I don't like them. They're
you ready? You're ready, huh?
I want to go down there and play. I want to hit somebody.
Hey, your mic's hot. You just go. You're
on. What do you think for today?
As far as the game?
Yeah.
It's just something about rivalry games that, that we get extra excited for. So I'm expecting Stoops to get the guys ready before the game. That's something that he's really, really good at, is preparing the guys before a game. So I'm expecting a good game, but obviously I'm expecting Kentucky to pull out a win and end the season on a high note so we can look forward to next season.
You've been a part of 2 different rivalry games.
Yes.
What's that like, seeing kind of how that's different across the country from obviously Louisville, Kentucky, but also Oklahoma State?
Man, that Oklahoma and Oklahoma State was something that I didn't know how long it was, looking at the record between the two and kind of how Oklahoma kind of treats them kind of like the little brother. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they had
familiar at all?
Really? Sound familiar?
What we're doing here?
But and then also too, I think it's pretty dope how before the game, the video guys will come up with a special video showing the tradition of all the years, how many guys played in this game. So that's pretty dope during rivalry week for sure.
Not as far as the actual game or anything involved, but just the hatred. Is this or Red River? Just how much the players hate the
he's
other
played
team.
in 3 rivalry games because he's played in Bedlam, Red River, and
you put me on the spot.
Or is Bedlam more than Red River for those fan bases?
So I would say probably Red River over Bedlam, only because of how close the series is. You remember how I'm saying they treat Oklahoma State like a little brother?
Yeah.
So Red River probably top all of them. And then, like I said, that was just a crazy experience that I went through, where driving through the fair, I was just like, what? I think they were saying it was 90,000 at the game, but $1 million outside at the fair or something.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah. So that was a crazy experience. I'm not even gonna lie. People banging on the buses and stuff while you driving through the fair. Something crazy.
Sounds like old school West Virginia, how they used to act when Miami would roll in there.
Yes. Exactly.
That's a crazy place to play. Did you were they in the Big 12 when you were there?
West Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny, it came down between those two when I was transferring. It came down to West Virginia, Oklahoma. So yeah, I think Coach Hoganson was there.
Yeah.
Probably was the quarterback, I want to say, when he left Florida.
Oklahoma's probably a good decision.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so crazy. Looking back at it, it was just being able to just meet new people. You know what I'm saying? Playing this game, you meet so many people, being able to network and build relationships. So that's how I looked at it, being able to build so many new relationships.
Well, we're going to take our first break. We'll be back. We'll talk more about the game. We'll get more of these guys' insights. Talk about what the rivalry game means, what the locker room's probably feeling today. What you guys can probably expect, and maybe their thoughts on what they expect because they played for this coaching staff, how they think that we're going to rebound moving forward. You're listening to the Bleed Blue Kentucky Football Pregame Show on 102.7 The Game.
Hi, this is Travis Sultry from Foreman Watson Poultry.
now?
Yeah, so I think it's just more so now looking, just having some positive that can lead us into the next season. You know what I'm saying? Like, can lead us on the high note. Like, okay, the coach can get an idea like what guys are coming back. You know what I'm saying? Who are our top guys we can, you know what I'm saying, get better at. So I think it's just more so that like guys just go out and have pride, and then, you know what I'm saying, and just say that we beat Louisville and take the Governor's Cup home. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to do. That'll be the highlight of the season, other than that Ole Miss win. But coming home with the Governor's Cup, you know what I'm saying, and ruining their season, maybe giving them a weaker bowl game. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about y'all, but it means something more when it's Louisville. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what
it
rank.
means
I don't care what rank Ole Miss was. I don't care if it was on the road, whatever. Like, it's Louisville.
What is it about? I mean, Stoops for whatever anybody wants to say, that has owned Louisville, especially the last 5-6 years. I mean, I think Kentucky's won 6 of the last 7, right?
Yeah,
you guys,
something like that.
Because we lost 16, we lost to 17, and then haven't lost.
We lost 17.
That was Lamar's
Lamar here.
That was the comeback when Forrest had the pick 6.
No. That was 15. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
The injury and then Lamar's
we were up 21-0. We were up 21-0. It was up 24-7 at halftime and didn't score a point in the second half.
That was 15, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember that. Kyle Bowling was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And
Josh Forrest housed them.
So I kicked the ball in the stadium.
Yeah. So I've known Josh for a while. Like we played basketball, and so Zach over here has played with him. We're buddies. So we've all
JD too then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. JD has got.
Shout out JD.
JD has got some of the biggest bunnies of anyone I've seen.
To this day, I don't have a lot of teammates. JD is my most athletic teammate.
Wasn't he on like Love Island or something?
X on the Beach.
Yeah. I saw.
Funny, bro. He had all of us locked in, like never seen the show ever. And I'm watching every episode, bro. Literally, like I'm watching every episode.
So we don't see him for like a summer at the gym, and then he comes back, and we all start dogging him like, bro, like what? You just dip out on us, and then then you're on TV, and what's happening?
So crazy, bro. I'm talking about never watched the episode of my life. He literally had all of us tuned in, like so funny.
When I rushed the field in
I'm gonna text him right now.
2014 South Carolina, when I rushed the field. The only picture I have is with JD Harmon. I have the back of Bud Dupree's head and a picture with JD Harmon.
That's fire.
That's it. Man, that was fun. What was the moment when y'all, like, it felt different being like hating Louisville? When was the moment where it became a real hatred for y'all?
Oh, hey, Louisville. That's what I'm saying. It was just, man, like I'm a shout out to video guys again, like just being able to just show the tradition. Cause we from Florida. I don't know nothing about no Kentucky and Louisville. You know what I'm saying? And then being able to see the tradition, like I said, all the guys that wore Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? And then seeing them going against. So I think that
both of you guys are from Florida, right?
Yeah, both of you.
Yeah, I know Juice is, because he talks mad ish about Florida all the time.
Yeah.
Keep that going. Keep it
going. How you let this jump out? You know what I'm saying? How Florida do that? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. How you let this one get away?
Oh yeah.
Every time I see something on a Saturday, he posts something with like a gator on it, just talking
Gator
hater. I love it.
Gator hater.
I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, so yeah.
I love Fort Lauderdale. If I'm going anywhere down south, like if I got something in Miami, I'm gonna stay in Fort Lauderdale though. Like, love Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. So my mom's from Kentucky, my family's from there, so I was always a Kentucky basketball fan growing up. And moved here, and it was very easy to become a Kentucky. My first game I ever came here, and I'm going to show how old I am, was 04 Kentucky versus Georgia. Georgia walked in here ranked 4th.
Wow.
And Kentucky was up 24-21 and didn't score a point in the second half.
Oh, what is it about that 24?
I don't know, man. That's
weird, ain't it?
Georgia ends up with like 600 yards of offense. I'm like,
damn, what is it about 24 with us? We can't get over that. Huh?
It was that way. That was like one of those. I think you guys were both like the Tennessee Halloween game.
Oh,
was that 2013?
Yeah, no, that was 20. That was 15, right?
Yeah, 15. I remember.
I think it was 15 right?
You said the Scooper score? What's up, bro?
What's up? Yeah, that was
Dylan. When was that Halloween?
Like nothing else happened.
When was the Halloween game? The Halloween game where we were up at halftime against Tennessee, and then
was that? I don't know. Why can I
remember
was
16, 15 or 16?
I think 15.
No, we won that game. Yeah.
Oh, that was 17.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, I remember y'all been in that. 16,
yeah, the dive
16
with
was
20
at-
seconds left.
15,
15, yeah.
And that had to be at Kentucky.
It was
man.
here,
That
yeah.
had to be next. Yeah, that was here.
Dobbs
Yeah.
had 4 touchdowns.
Damn, why that game not popping up? I don't know. I don't remember that game.
That game was freezing.
It was
I tried going out there with just a ski mask and no shirt.
Oh, okay. I'm here now.
What was y'all's approach? Were you the shirtless, nothing with it? You're both Florida guys. Were you trying to be tough in the cold?
What somebody told us about rubbing Vaseline on your arms and that. I remember somebody. Yeah,
y'all see what Jamar Chase was talking about?
That
Keep
didn't
you
work.
warm.
Yeah, I need that cream. I don't know what Joe Burrow talking about him putting on that cream and not throwing him the ball. Jamar Chase, send the link, man.
Jamar had like a warming cream, and Burrow told him he has to take it off or he won't throw it to him.
Is that right?
Yeah, at LSU. So Jamar's sitting there taking it
that
off.
was saying, like, he put the cream on, he won't throw him the ball. I'm like, bro, it's 10 degrees out here.
What's the coldest game you guys played out here that you get? Yeah.
Bro, I remember 2015, we had a snow game.
UT Martin?
No, it was the Charlotte 49ers.
It was for Charlotte.
Yeah,
Charlotte.
But it was
UT Martin
snowing. It was like
18 or
snowing.
19.
I remember that game too, that UT Martin game too. But no, that
UT Martin game was like sleet and 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, damn.
The coldest I've ever been. I don't know if either of y'all were there.
That Charlotte game was cold as hell, bro.
The 2018 Vanderbilt game.
Was that here?
Yes, it was here. It was like 7-7 in the fourth quarter, and that was the give it to Benny game. Stoops just said give it to Benny.
Yeah.
We were like 14-7.
Yeah.
That was the game Wandale decided to go to Nebraska. That was, oh my gosh, it was so cold.
Oh yeah.
That was it. All right. We got to take a break. We'll be back with more here on the Bleed Blue Kentucky Football Pregame Show on 102.7 The Game.
Kentron Manufacturing is hiring. We're looking for entry-level associates who are dedicated and drug-free. In business over 50 years, we offer insurance, paid holidays, vacation, and a clean, controlled environment. Apply in person at 610 Industrial Drive. Kentron is an equal opportunity employer.
When searching for excellence and reliability, look no further than Commonwealth Roll Products, your trusted source for top-tier aluminum solutions. With a commitment to safety as their cornerstone, their products are forged to the highest industry standards by a great workforce team. Quality and innovation are at the heart of everything they do. From industrial to automotive, they provide the materials that drive progress and spark ingenuity. Something else close to their hearts? They're proud support of UK athletics. Visit CommonwealthRollProducts.com and go Big Blue.
At Wright Implement, we're always thankful for November. Beautiful falling leaves, farmers in the field harvesting crops for our tables, and the elections are finally over. And this November is even more special because John Deere is making their famous compact utility tractor even more affordable. You can get a 1023 e-tractor with a loader for only $187 a month. Need a mower deck? Only $32 more a month. Wright Implement. Online at WrightIMP.com. Offer ends up to 24. Some restrictions apply. See us for details.
Victories aren't just won on game day. They're earned in every practice, every play study, every ounce of preparation. With Roads and Roads, we believe the same is true in the courtroom. We spent decades honing our craft, fighting for the people and communities we love. From Owensboro to Madisonville to Henderson and everywhere in between.
Leave nothing to chance. Hire a law firm that masters every detail.
Roads and Roads, we've got your back.
10. Why is this not working?
Y'all going to the game?
Welcome back to the Bleed Blue Kentucky Football Pregame Show on 102.7 The Game. Also streaming live on, I just say all the social medias. I'm not even can't even remember all the things by the time I start saying it. It's fine. We're back. We got Jeff Bedette, Garrett Juice Johnson with us. We got Dylan Ballard sitting right over here. I mean, he can just pop your head right there on the camera, just right around. You just wave and say hi. There you go. See, there's Dylan Ballard right there. Just
who's who, right?
Yeah. We got a few people rolling in here. If you are around and you are in the Lexington area, I'm sure there's still some free donuts available. Come in and grab one. Yeah, they're really good. So guys, talk to us a little bit about what the locker room is like, what the state of mind is. Obviously, when you guys played Louisville in 2018,
16.
16.
My
Yeah,
bad, we
68. Hey, listen, we won both, right? Like
right.
16. It wasn't the season I think everybody was hoping for. Probably not the season to that point you guys had been hoping for. What was it like though going into that game though, and how did the mindset? I think you guys had a bye week. We used to have a bye week going to the Louisville game. Now it's not as pro. What was that like in that preparation, kind of going into that week? And what do you think these guys and this team is thinking about going into a game like this?
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I think that year we were just more so just trying to like ruin what Louisville had going on. I'm pretty sure they were ranked like 11th that year, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was like top 10. It was something crazy.
I think they were exactly 11. Yeah, because they were going to go to like the Orange Bowl or something.
Something real big for them. So again, I'm go back to Stoops. Like Stoops was just doing a great job of preparing us. You know what I'm saying? And then amongst ourselves too, talking to like, man, let's go and do this. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? And then you remember we already I think what gave us another confidence is securing that bowl game. You remember we was already bowl eligible before the bowl game.
Yeah.
So that was kind of big. That was like Coach Stoops' first time getting in the bowl game. So I think so. I was just on some crashing the party thing. Like, let's go in here and just ruin what they got going on and let's go and win.
How often do you go in with like, let's ruin the other teams? Like, what is there always something that you find a motivation from in a game, or is it just just being competitive and just kind of a natural wanting to beat people?
I think one, if you want to win, you got to have some sort of natural competitiveness in you, some sort of natural dog in you. But I think, I know, you're going against that red team, and it's no other motivation that you need. There's no motivation that you need there. I think even like Jeff said, we come from Florida, you come from wherever. But once you get here, man, you're engulfed and adopted in this culture.
Yes.
And when you see those birds on the schedule, you know what time it is. It's go time. So
as Florida guys, did you get more jacked up playing Louisville or when you guys got to go against the Gators?
That's a
great question, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
For you guys personally,
I ain't gonna lie. I might have to say Florida. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it was both. It was both for me. I think I didn't know how I would respond in this rivalry my freshman year.
For the team, is Tennessee in that conversation, or is that like I know for y'all personally, Louisville or Florida is a big thing. Is Tennessee in the Louisville in the locker room? Is that the same?
I would say Louisville, Florida, Louisville, Florida, but Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee will probably rock out the top three for sure. Yeah. But
the fan base hates Tennessee, I think, the most at this point.
Tennessee might get the most hate though.
Until Louisville gets another win in a decade.
Right. That's right.
Then I think it's going to be that kind of it's that little brother mentality, right?
Yes.
And I think that they're real loud, but we just kind of laugh. It's they go in there and get their little 7-8 wins, be so hype. You know what I'm saying? What was the rivalry games for you guys growing up? That you watched a lot of football, you played a lot of football. What was the game for you? Was it Florida State, Miami, Florida State? What was the game that you guys were like, hey, I'm locked into this?
For sure, Florida State. You know what I'm saying? I grew up huge Florida Gator fan. You know what I'm saying? I hated Florida Gators, had me hating Florida State.
And then you came down here and
then I came down here and I hate Florida. Hate Louisville.
That's today. What are y'all's thoughts?
Today on how I feel about these teams?
Florida State.
I think Florida State will shake it up.
No way, bro.
You think Florida State is going to get upset?
I've seen crazier things.
No way, bro.
I just
DJ Lag, that's his name, Lagway at Florida.
Yeah,
he's finna call.
Listen, I can just see it in Juice's eyes. There's not like. I'm pretty sure God himself can come down here and will not make him say anything about good about the Gators. Nothing.
He's
nothing.
He's sweating the fourth quarter.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm staying with it.
Hey, that's real though, bro. I love it.
Take the under.
He is going to drag the Gators today if they lose. I don't know if there's going to be another fan out there that's
gonna be happier, huh?
It's just dogging on them.
What time is it a night game?
I'll get back to you 2 seconds.
Florida State is.
I think it is, but I'm not sure.
Not on my screen because neither team is ranked. What are the chances of that?
That was just a quick little slight to both teams on that one. I think it's a night game. 7, yes, 7 o'clock.
7?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
I'll stay
So
tuned.
They made it a night game.
yeah,
Stay tuned. Wow. Yeah, wow.
this was supposed to be a flex game, oddly enough, and then
Our game was supposed to be a flex game.
yeah, it's supposed to be early start time was 3:30, and then
Yeah, I saw that.
magically
And then
noon.
game.
12.
I'm putting in maybe an unpopular opinion that noon is what I wanted.
I'm with you, bro.
Well, when I saw
wanted a noon
33
game.
degrees
First of
today,
all,
I was like, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so cold. Number 2, the games the rest of the day are so good. I want
Right.
to just like get
Well,
home
go and
and
watch
get
it.
home
Yeah,
and watch my
that's
games,
real.
or go somewhere to a
That's
restaurant or
real.
something and watch
I
games.
totally agree. Well, so what's the big game today though?
So we've got a lot of big games today. You know, you've got Michigan, Ohio State at 12. No one's
Ohio
talking
State
about that.
easy.
And Ohio
Easy
State,
Ohio State win.
I don't think I've seen Ohio State 21-point favorites in a game like
They're
this.
21-point
21-point favorite, which means it's going to be close as hell.
You might be right. You might be right. Yeah, you might
Listen,
be
if
right.
Juice over here saying Florida State, who's like probably who's maybe wouldn't even win the Sun Belt right now, is going to be FSU.
Right.
I know it.
You
I
got
know.
Tennessee at Vandy. I think that's got a chance to be a sneaky
That's
good
a sneaky
game,
good game.
right? Tennessee's
Whatever
got a
Vandy
lot
does
of
over
pressure on
Yeah.
them. Vandy's had a pretty good
Yeah,
season
Vandy's had a pretty good
The
season.
lowest ticket on ESPN is $174 for that game.
for Vandy.
for the
Yes.
Vandy game.
Yes.
For at
And
Vandy.
Vandy was like,
Comparison, Ohio State's 183.
I don't want Vandy to catch a stray, but y'all stadium is the weakest. I'm hoping
They-
some
have you seen- have you seen what they're redoing?
being done.
Have you seen like what it's going to look like? Because
Oh, they're getting redone.
oh yeah, it's going to actually look pretty modern. It's
Okay,
yeah.
Vandy, if you listening, just make the visitor locker room bigger. That's all we want.
Well, they were in a 10 a couple years once you left.
Man,
They
what-
were
Oh
in
yeah,
Oh
the
my
tent
God.
2 years ago.
We
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
like, we was shoulder to shoulder. Like, we had to get dressed outside.
South Carolina at Clemson. I have no idea
That's
how
another
Clemson.
city. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how Clemson got up to
Following
12th. Like they're actually fringe.
12th?
They got a fringe playoff shot right
Will
now.
they make the ACC championship game?
Only if
SMU
Miami
in?
loses.
Miami
has to lose today
Miami's
for that.
Miami not. Who Miami? Oh, Miami's playing
Syracuse.
Syracuse. They Cam
At
Ward need to handle
Syracuse.
that.
If it was cold weather, I'd be
Right.
like, but
But
if in
Syracuse
that
has a dome, don't it?
in that dome on that
They
turf, I
lucky.
think Miami's going to track meet them because that loss to Georgia Tech now doesn't look nearly as bad
Yes.
Right.
now after last
Yes,
night.
yes,
After
yes.
Georgia Tech, how
But look,
that
that
looked.
showed you that rivalry games, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rivalry games, man.
That man Kyle McCord is going to come in slinging it though. So y'all, baby.
You got Notre Dame and USC. Obviously, USC's not having a good game, but Notre
USC
Dame's got to
not
go
good.
all the way to the West Coast
Oh,
to play.
It's in Cali.
Is in Cali.
my
So
God.
you've got that. You've got Auburn and Alabama, which
Oh,
is
yes.
another game I think could be really
Is that
sneaky.
a 3:30 slot?
It's
That's
3:30.
CBS?
That's the
CBS
ABC
TV?
game.
Oh,
ABC,
ABC?
yeah,
We don't get
Oh.
CBS anymore.
Yeah.
SEC.
Oh, you right about that. Damn, I forgot about that.
That's a 10-point Alabama. I almost would take the under on that.
After seeing
Auburn's
Alabama,
playing really well.
seeing Alabama play Oklahoma last week.
That was
Gave y'all the cheat code.
shocking.
Gave y'all the cheat
Get to
code.
Milrow.
You
Get
got
to Miro,
you
yes.
got Texas A&M at 7:30.
That's the
That is
game.
the big game.
That's the game.
That's going to be.
game. I think that's the
um,
highlight of the day.
And then I think that's pretty
Kansas
much.
State's at Iowa State, but it's the Big 12. It's all fake. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but do y'all know how that Big 12 thing work about who's gonna make it to the? Because it was like a 4-way tie or something like that.
If you've looked
For
at
the Big 12, I have
Yeah,
not.
It was like,
If
it
you
was like
tried
a
to-
4-way tie.
there's a diagram
Colorado,
for how it
Iowa
all
State.
works depending on all the results from today.
Yeah.
I don't
Colorado,
know.
where they finish out 50s, where they
No.
52-0. Does that matter? Does that go? by
I don't. Here we go. I'm
I'm sure it does eventually.
gonna look it up. So go.
points? Well, I think it was like a 3-way tie. I think it was between Colorado, Iowa
4-way
State.
right now. Arizona State, Colorado,
Arizona State.
BYU, and Iowa State.
See, I'm like, how's that shape? How's that gonna work?
So
out?
Arizona State or Arizona. Hang
They
on.
play at Arizona, who's not very good.
Yeah.
Oh, so Colorado need 2 of them to lose. See, if they would have won last week, they would have already been in.
Oh,
They
here.
would've- they
Okay.
would've
Is that
beat-
the
they would've beat
clinching
Kansas.
scenarios?
While they're
Kansas.
while they're looking that up, what do y'all think about the Heisman? Since we're talking about Colorado,
Travis Hunter.
Are you guys Aston? What's his name? Aston Genty. What's
Ashton
his name?
Genty.
Yeah, that's what y'all room for.
I want it to be him.
You want to be him?
I want it to be him just because I want it to be a running back, and he's
Oh, okay, that's
so
real.
and he's so good.
He is. It should be if it comes down to it, the top 2 should be between them two. Like whoever win it is them the top 2.
Don't tell Paul that the top 2 is them because he's still a firm Cam Ward is the Heisman.
Oh, he like my brother. Him and my brother are the same. Who? Cam Ward. Yeah, the Miami quarterback.
So here's kind of so Colorado needs the most help. And
That's great because that lost to Kansas.
Yeah. So BYU needs to lose to Houston. Texas Tech needs to beat West Virginia. Baylor needs to beat Kansas, and Cincinnati beat TCU. They need a lot of help.
They need a lot of help. I don't know, man.
If BYU loses,
I'm saying right now today, who would be in the championship game?
I think it's Iowa State and Arizona State, right?
Also, BYU's out.
Yeah, because BYU lost to Arizona State, and so they lose the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think Colorado lost to both Kansas teams. They lost to Kansas and Kansas State.
Yeah, that Kansas has been a big sport. So right now, Colorado is atop the standings because they've won 7, but it's Arizona State. So it's Arizona State. Yeah, Arizona State and Iowa State. Somehow Iowa State is still in the mix for this, despite all the nonsense and them losing. I think they lost. I mean, they lost 2 straight. They lost to Texas Tech and Kansas. Yeah, because Kansas beat 3 straight top 15 teams.
But it sounded like they only got 2 conference losses. They all got 2 conference losses.
All of them, yeah. I mean, the SEC is technically going to be in a 4-way tie
right now.
I think.
I'm about to say right now it would be Texas and
it'll be Georgia's was in no matter what. That was
I think. Oh yeah, because they didn't play the SEC game yesterday.
Yeah,
if Texas wins and Tennessee wins, then it's
so
a 4-way tie.
if A&M wins, today, you'd have Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, and A&M all at 5-2. It's Texas. The winner of Texas A&M today gets in, and then Georgia's already in. Tennessee's out. Like they can't. Yeah, Tennessee lost the games that. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean,
type shit.
I mean, could you imagine what would happen if Georgia would have lost to Georgia Tech yesterday? I mean, they had to win next week to get in. Now I think Georgia's a lock to get in no matter what.
Even with a loss?
I think so. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be crazy.
Yeah. I think
so y'all all for a 3-loss team in the playoffs? A 3-loss SEC team?
So 3-loss teams have been in the top 12 every year that the college football playoff has been a thing.
You're right about that. We've only been looking at the top 14.
They're just making it a thing because
it's
the SEC teams that have 3 losses.
Yeah.
And it's now the teams that are in the playoffs, so it matters more than just like the bowl tie-ins of the teams.
Because before we were just looking at the top 14, but you're right.
Yeah,
top 12 does have
the argument now is who's 11 or 13, and instead of who's 4 or 5.
Right.
Right. And it's gonna keep going that way. But
who y'all got winning the whole thing?
Good night. I think that's tough. That's a tough one.
I kind of wanted Oregon to take a loss before they got into the. I don't see them going undefeated.
I think you're gonna. A lot of it, I think, depends on who gets the first.
The matchups, right?
Who said? I think someone said that the 5 seed is the best seed though, because the 5 seed gets a home game, then it gets the weakest. So you're getting either getting a Mountain West team, an ACC team, or a Big 12 team, right? So if you're Ohio State, they're saying the Big 12 right now is not going to get a bye. It's right now it's BYU and Genty.
Yeah, the Big 12 would be the 5 or the 12.
Oh yeah. So like Arizona,
Big 10,
and the
Oh.
Yeah.
Unless I think the Big 12 champion might jump them just because, and it depends on how it looks, right? Like let's say Arizona
like 5 seed.
Yeah, no, they might jump into the 4 spot. I think that 4-5. Yeah, because if you look at, they're going to play a top team, right? So I think if it's if it's Arizona State and they win, because I think they're the highest ranked, I think if they win, they have a chance to jump into that spot.
I'm about to say, didn't they say the top 4 seeds are the
automatic
conference champions?
Highest ranked 4 conference champions, and then the highest ranked group of 5 champion. But if they're ranked higher, then they can get the bye too.
John Summerall this week ruined the opportunity to do the funniest thing, which was get the Big 12 completely out of the playoff by being the 5th highest ranked conference champion. But they lost. They don't get to keep the Big 12 out.
Damn.
That would have been actually kind of funny.
I know. I was thinking about it all week. I was like, Tulane is sitting there with the Big 12. Like, if Arizona State loses one of the 2 games, Tulane is going to steal that 5th playoff spot.
All right, we got to take another break. We're gonna bounce. Maybe Dylan, if you want to jump in my spot for the next segment and run, then we'll do that. So we'll be right back here on the Blue Pregame Show on 102.7 The Game.
Furniture Warehouse, your one-stop shop for quality furniture in Owensboro. Discover unbeatable deals with better furniture at the best prices, from cozy sofas to elegant dining sets. With brands like Ashley, Jay Furniture, and Jackson Catnapper, We have everything in store, guaranteed to make your house a home. Enjoy special financing options and our hassle-free local delivery service. Visit us today at Furniture Warehouse, located at 1316 Carter Road. Furniture Warehouse, where comfort meets style and your satisfaction is our priority.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, sleep bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
Great news for our local athletes who play Friday night games. You now have access to walk-in sports medicine care from Owensboro Health on Saturday, as well as weekdays. But you don't have to be an athlete to benefit from convenient orthopedic walk-in care at the Owensboro Health Sports Medicine Walk-in Clinic. Open 8 to 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday at the Pleasant Valley Medical Building in Owensboro. Learn more at owensborohealth.org/Owensboro Walk-in.
Hey, Chris, can you fix my leak? Yes, we can. Hi, I'm Chris Estes, owner of Above All Roofing and Seamless Gutters. From your windows leaking air to installing new energy-efficient windows, we can do it. 313-4275. Gutters leaking, past few rains? Get new 5 or 6 inch gutters with guards. You have a roof leak? We can install a premium roof on your house or business. We have an affordable solution for all your leaks. 270-313-4275.
Welcome back to the Blue Kentucky Football Pregame Show here on 102.7 The Game. We now have a guest host who's jumped in for Jaden, Dylan Ballard. What's up, Dylan? How's it going?
Doing good. Good to be on with you guys today. Excited to get out here for the Governor's Cup, and just excited to be with y'all today.
It looked like you knew these guys when you walked in here.
Yeah, I've been around these guys some. They were here right before I got around the program a ton. I was a little young, wasn't around the
You're
program.
still a little young.
Yeah. But I wasn't around the program when these guys were here, but I've watched a lot of games with these guys. I've been in stands a lot. I was on the field a little bit when they were here, but not a ton.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, did we rush the field? Do we have a field rush game with you guys?
South
Carolina, yeah. God, you guys were babies.
I was a fan then.
Yeah, it's great, man. That was my redshirt year, man, when I broke my leg. So I ain't even playing that game, but I'm still lit, though.
I forget the game. I remember there was a game when you went up and made a catch. I think it might have been a touchdown, and I was like, how it looked like you were climbing on stairs.
Oh, that was Mississippi State.
He
talking about Mississippi State in the corner. Yeah. It's so crazy because that guy I caught it on, we ended up being like real good friends. We ended up being teammates in the XFL and stuff like that. My God. Shout out Jamal Peters, bro.
Are you talking about the Mississippi State game with McGinnis hit the kick, right?
Yeah. That game. Yeah.
That's the game that changed it up.
That was clutch.
Yeah, that game where I could have went for 200, but I caught a full body cramp, bro. I missed them there about 8 minutes of the game. Remember that, bro? I was so going. I'm in the back trying to get an IV. They couldn't even IV me up. It was so crazy, bro.
I know you guys kind of tune it all out, but that Mississippi State game, there's a lot of people in the media that think that, maybe Mark doesn't make it here if he doesn't win that game or that Louisville game that year because things had kind of been
so crazy.
decent,
Even looking back, it was so crazy. It was just like those was our 2 biggest wins probably that season.
And it kind of put him on a trajectory.
Think about it, since it's crazy to think like since that year he's been making the bowl game every year, and then like this year was just that first year since 2015. So it's kind of crazy.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question while I'm on here.
Right.
Well, that's what you're here to do.
Yeah,
Switch it up.
You guys have been in that locker room, and it seems like always the year with Lamar that he fumbled, and you guys won at Louisville, and then last year Kentucky had been struggling by Mark standards, still a bowl game, and which is great here, but struggling by what Mark had set the previous years. But it seems like that he always gets them up for Louisville. Yeah. You guys knowing that locker room, despite the bowl game being out of there, and there's a couple guys that got some big draft stock. Do you guys think that they're going to be ready today?
Yeah, I said despite whatever's going on everything. You drop everything for this game right here. Whatever's going on around you, in your head, you drop whatever for this game. Right? It's a rivalry game. Like we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's no motivation. It's nothing that you need to get out there, to go out there, to know that you wanna kill the man in red. So without a doubt, I know these guys fired up. Stoops himself will make you want to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
So you playing against the.
Speaking of Stoops, he's the last 7-8 years, people are going to bat for Stoops.
That's
and
right.
After this year, and rightfully so, probably the best coach this university's ever had outside of Bear Bryant in the 50s.
Right.
And done stuff 210 win seasons, and they've had 0 before Mark gets here. But it seems like the support is not quite as much there after a season like this, and that's part of just how fans are. Y'all have been around college football a lot. But knowing Mark Stoops, after such a disappointing year, even if they win today, it's still by his standards disappointing year. How do you feel like he's going to respond? Because he says he's coming back no matter what. So how do you feel like he responds? Because his motto is always, I'm going to get my lunch pail, go to work. How do you guys feel like he's going to respond?
I mean, let's just be honest here. We got to throw some money out to some guys.
Yeah.
We just got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We had a long conversation yesterday because one of my main things coming here, I wanted to understand the NIL, you know what I'm saying, and see like how it works and all that stuff. So when it comes to motivation and getting guys going, that's something that Coach Stoops easily can do. But it's just more so like we got to get some guys in here. You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep it real. You see what Vandy's doing, you know what I'm saying? Putting money out there, all the other school, that oil money out there in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I think fans need to realize that's kind of how we got to look at the games now. Like these kids are just getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Well, also like for you guys, like, and I think this is a good perspective kind of to piggyback on what you were just saying, right? Like not just from that perspective, but also your Florida kids, right? Like when you, and this is not a knock on anything. I'm sure you guys jumped a plane from Miami, Florida, or Florida State, right? And that's what a lot of anybody would. To get people to come to a place like Kentucky, who's not a traditional power. Now in the NIL era, obviously money's involved, but also from the coaching staff side, from the Stoops side, right? What is he like in terms of motivation and recruitment and actual like X's and O's coach that makes players want to come here? And look, like, and some of the guys that get passed over, I mean, look at like a Josh Allen too, as a 2-star. Now he was a 7 pick. You guys had a really big successful careers here, right? Jeff, you went on to have a huge season at Oklahoma as well. What is it about Mark that makes him successful, and why fans maybe who are doubting shouldn't, because of what he brings to the table?
You want to answer that? You want me to
Yeah. I'll go. I think Stoops knows talent. He knows what he needs, and he's not afraid to go get the dogs. That's what we need here. Everybody's going to do it, and I think Stoops another positive thing that he allows his players to play, and he can bring out the best in them. He can bring out the best in them regardless wherever, and he can recruit whoever. But I think what the fans need to know now is that it's a different era with the players that's being recruited, with the entire recruitment trail now is totally different.
Yeah.
So we just have to stay up with speed. That was a huge thing that that Barnhart just did and released. But I think it's just a change. It's a change in the seasons, in the cycle now. But I know that Stoops, he's jumping on board. He's all on board.
Y'all are close with Stoops, and
I love Stoops, man.
And I am as well. Being in the media for 6 years, Mark has been my favorite coach to be able to get to know. But I will say this, and this is not a knock. I think for Mark, though, as much as the administration has to buy in, he's got to buy in too. It's not going back to the days of no NIL, no transfer portal. He did that interview with the Cats Paws at the beginning of the year and was kind of like, gosh, I hate that this is like this. Yeah. I get it. It changed your job.
Right.
But you got to buy in now, and you got to change with it.
That's right.
Because that's not a knock towards him. It's just he's been so successful in the previous way. Now he's got to adapt, or he will get left. Yeah, and that's not just him. That's anybody.
Yeah, right. And I think, I had a quick convo with him yesterday, and I think he's gonna be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? He just needed Barnhart support. You know what I'm saying? And then now, because he said something to me, like next year is going to be like the most exciting time for college football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with the revenue sharing and all that stuff that's being implemented. But like I said, Stoops is just a guy that's going to get the best out of you. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that if you doing what you need, to do, working hard, and you know what I'm saying, going to class, doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? He give you a lot of leeway. You know what I'm saying?
He's players coach for sure.
He's a 1,000% players coach. Like I love. And then like I said, he's been around, man. You know what I'm saying? He coached the Ed Reeds and all them when he was at Miami. You know what I'm saying? He's been around top guys.
A lot of people forget about some of the dudes he's coached.
At Florida State, Florida State, the DC at Florida State. You know what I'm saying? He was a DC before he got the job here. Been around a lot of top talent guys, and you know what I'm saying? He's a guy that you can go walk into the office, chop it up with him. You know, like I said, just handle your business. But again, we just gonna have to adjust and adapt, man. It's a business. It's always been a business, but now you got to look at it as college,
a profession. It's almost a profession now.
It's literally professional. I was talking to this. I'm just like, they have to put a cap on it now. Like, put a cap.
Do you think it's a little bit more fair that fans, the frustration that now that, and not like disrespectful, but you know, before it was way more amateur outside of, you know, you got to go to school for free, but scholarships aren't just exclusive to athletics. Do you think now where some of that scrutiny that coaches and players now, it's going to be a different dynamic because of that from maybe when you guys were here?
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it as like NFL fans, NBA fans, MLB fans, you know what I'm saying? They kind of got to shift to that mindset now. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Especially, you know what I'm saying? You got guys, man, I'm hearing guys making $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Ohio State's got basically an NFL, but an NFL salary cap.
I'm hearing the guys spending $5 million just on the defense. I'm like, it's crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying?
For me, and y'all probably agree with this, y'all were here with such a great offensive line.
Oh man, great offensive coach.
Great offensive
RP
coach.
to the great Coach Slarman, man. RP.
Just from the outside looking in, there's been a lot of focus as we tiptoed into this NIL, and we'd never been here before. So we've never been here before. Seems like they focused a lot on the skill players. Kentucky's going to have to get back to what Mark Stoops built this on, and that's winning games in the trenches.
That's struggled. SEC period.
Yeah, they've struggled this year, and they struggled last year with the O-line. And with this money coming, with the support coming, they're going to have to build a foundation in the trenches.
Yeah, you know, building the culture, you know what I'm saying, and having guys buy in, you know what I'm saying, and want to be better. Like I said, it's I know it's tough as fans because it's kind of like we don't truly know what's the mindset behind these kids because there's just so much money involved. You know what I'm saying? When we was back in the day, we just knew it was just like, we got to work on our craft, play football, you know what I'm saying, and then eventually get to that next level.
Yeah.
But it's like these guys damn near already there. You know what I'm saying? They already getting the same amount of money.
That's an interesting point that he said that, right? Like before you guys only really had to worry about football. Now it's football endorsements, all this other stuff. Is it do you think we're in a kind of a transitional phase with athletes now? Look, now kids 5 years from now are going to expect it because it's going to start in high school, right?
100%.
But now is it like, because you know you've played professional? What's it like? Is that mindset? Would you have been ready for that at 18 without it being part of your life?
No, I wouldn't have been ready for it. And I won't say everybody isn't ready for it, but it does at that point. You have to treat it like it's professional. You need an agent, you need someone vouching for you, mentor. You need someone with guidance. Because me being that young and having that kind of having that kind of money coming in from where I come from, man, I don't know. Lord knows I wouldn't be here right now.
And two, you got to know who's in your corner, who's not. There's a lot of that.
That's right.
You've heard the stories of like professional athletes saying that they're paying for 95 people's phone bills. You know what I mean? And you got to be careful because
accounts.
There's especially with some of these basketball players, and not switching gears, but like some of these basketball players, they're not going professional. They're not, you know what I mean? And some of the football players too, but some of these guys, this is the only shot they're getting.
Right.
And they need to use this cash to set them up for life. So they have to make decisions on that. And there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. And I was talking to Coach Ed about it yesterday. I'm like, it got to be some type of class or some type of that can just get guys on like credit scores and investments. And
so I don't know if you guys know that, but that's because I know you're talking about the NIL, but like the 15 club here has free. So one of the things about our collective, they have,
shout out to 15 club.
So what they do is they give guys financial guidance, they help with their families with health care. So it's not just like money,
mandatory,
and it's something that helps. It's helping them, like them and their family, and they have 24/7 also mental health care. So like if they just need to talk to somebody and they don't want to, they can call and it's 100% covered
Wow.
When they're part of that.
That's dope, man.
So it's really cool from that perspective. And but it should be mandatory, right?
Because you got, be mandatory,
especially
man.
the rev share coming in.
You got an 18-year-old kid dude, I'm almost 39, and I would be if I had 200-300 G's laying in my lap, I'm going to do something really stupid. I know. I'm going to be an idiot probably with at least 50,000 of them. My wife's going to be so mad at me. But like, also I'm male and I like stupid things.
So personally, I'm a real estate CEO by day. That's my normal
there we
job.
go. See, okay,
and so I oversee 150 agents. And I see it every single year that I have an agent that'll take off out of nowhere and they'll make $500,000-$600,000 or $400,000. And at the end of the year, when taxes come up, they don't have any money.
That's right.
Because nobody taught them how. And so we have started teaching them, even in our world, when you come in, hey, if your business takes off, taxes are coming out at the end of the year.
Right.
You better put some back. You better invest some here. This job doesn't have retirement. You got to make your own retirement. And we've even learned in every model, some of these people, you guys know this.
Yeah.
I wasn't taught that stuff growing up. I mean, I was blessed. My dad taught me some and put me in the right places, but a lot of people don't know that.
My dad never made like 50 grand in a year. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You getting money that your parents never seen, nobody in your family ever seen.
My dad has an 8th grade education, man. Like,
I'm like,
my dad taught me better than most people. And then when I got older, he really showed me. And I said, that's why I've had to start teaching my people that, because like I don't want to see them like I've seen so many people do this. And like you said, it's got to be mandatory, because used to they couldn't make it mandatory because it was coming from strictly NIL. But now that the schools are going to be paying them because with rev share, they have to make it mandatory.
Let it be a required class for athletes or something. You know what I'm saying? And let it be you can have a seminar or something like just related information. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot that you guys can invest in. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot they can put away. Money can just be sitting there and then change your lives. Find ways for passive income, not just worrying about this one thing. So,
all right, we gotta take our last break, and then we'll be back. You guys want to pick some games with us?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, we'll pick some games, and then we'll get everybody's thoughts. You're listening to the Blue Book Kentucky Football Pregame Show here on 102.7 The Game.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let State Farm agent Bob Williams in Owensboro help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with Bob handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too, because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%.
Turn into Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.
The greatest college basketball player to ever play. That is absolutely disgusted me to open the show. This is disgusting. That is a disgusting thing to say.
I swear, they really do like each other.
It was your first chance to win a playoff game at home in forever. You've got to believe he's the corner.
All right, dorks, go to your rooms until Live at 5.
Live at 5, weekdays on 102.7 The Game, courtesy of Foreman Watson Hultree.
Welcome back to the Bleed Blue Kentucky Football Pregame Show here on 102.7 The Game. It's the last segment. We're gonna have Jaden just jump back in here. We're all gonna just kind of cozy. It's cold, guys. We can just we'll snuggle a little bit. It's not a big deal. Let's talk about this slate of games. We'll run through the SEC. Well, let's run through the top 25, and then we can pick some other games that are out there. So let's start out with with what's usually one of the biggest games of the year. That's not necessarily a big game at all today. Michigan at Ohio State. Ohio State's 19-point favorites. Juice, we'll start with you. Who you got in this game?
So Michigan and
Ohio State.
Ohio State. Going Ohio State loud.
I'm taking Michigan points, but I got Ohio State.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
I think I'm going to agree as well. It feels like a lot for the game. So.
Yeah, I think Ohio State rolls. I think Ryan Day needs this one pretty bad.
Bad, he does.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ohio State, but I'm with Jeff. I think the spread's big. I think it's closer than what people think it's going to be. But I got Ohio State.
I can see that one going either way. I can see him stomping them too.
Yeah,
Right.
Tennessee.
Facts.
Tennessee on the road in Nashville. I mean, I say on the road, but I don't know how much on the road it's going to be. Yeah.
It wasn't a plane ride.
10.5. I'm going to take. I will pick Tennessee, but this is another one where I think I'm going to take the points with Vandy though in this. I think it's going to be. I think this might be down to like the last possession.
They could be playing Madison Central High School, and I would pick the other team. I hate Tennessee so much. Never in my life predict them to win. I know I'm wrong 90% of the time, but I cannot let those words come out of my mouth. So give me the Commodores.
We know I am the ultimate curse. Give me the Vols by 1,000,000.
Oh man, I think I'm picking my first upset out of these picks. I'm gonna roll with Vandy.
Oh, okay.
Come through, Vandy. Come through.
Yeah, I don't. You said 10.5. It's 10.5.
10.5.
I don't like 10.5 points.
I don't either.
I don't like 10.5.
I don't either.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm taking Vandy.
All right. All right. Big game at 12. Also going on with us. Number 15, South Carolina at 12, Clemson. Clemson is laying a 3-point favorite. This is maybe one of the hardest games of the day to pick.
It is so hard, man.
You said in Clemson?
At Clemson, at Clemson.
I'm gonna go. Give me South Carolina, and I think South Carolina wins by more than a touchdown. I think South Carolina rolls. I think Shane Beamer's got a squad this year.
He does.
I'm right there with you. Louisville ran all over Clemson a couple weeks ago at Clemson. Georgia destroyed them. I think South Carolina does the exact same thing, and Dylan Stewart earns his $1.5 million he's going to get next year.
Man, I'm a roll with Clemson, man. I think they really trying to get in this playoff thing. I think Dabo finna have them ready for that.
And I really don't know. I don't really know much about Clemson, so I'm staying SEC. Okay. South Carolina, they unfortunately they beat us, so I'm rolling with South Cat.
I think South Carolina wins as well. South Carolina, I think, is having the season we thought we would have.
Yes,
which really makes that not fun to pick. But I'm with these guys. I think South Carolina, the defensive side, Clemson's offensive line is not what it should be. And you saw what they've done to offensive lines that aren't 100%. So I'm gonna take the Gamecocks in that one. This is it's a top 25 matchup. It is what it is. We just kind of talk about it. We can run through it's Illinois at Northwestern. Illinois 7.5-point favorite. I'm Illinois almost easy.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I've not watched Northwestern one time this year.
Have you seen where they're playing? Have you seen where they're playing this year?
Where they're playing
so they're building their new stadium, and it's literally like a revamped soccer stadium on the lake.
Soccer stadium on the lake?
Yeah. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up and show you guys.
That game's going to be so cold.
Northwestern because of the lake. It is going to be
Where's the game?
Cold.
Where's the game?
At Northwestern.
It's going to be miserably cold. Illinois throws
20,000 people is what I think it holds. Like the makeshift stadium.
That game's going to be so by the lake. It's going to be so cold, bro.
Illinois throws the ball. Northwestern is on the lake. I'm going with Northwestern in the upset.
Man, I don't know nothing about either teams, so I'm gonna go with the home team, which is Northwestern.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess let's play
I don't know.
Northwestern. That was my.
That's what it looks like.
What, bro? Look at that.
Oh Lord.
That's what they're playing.
So cold.
Big Ten football, right? That's what they're playing.
Oh my God.
Now their new stadium is going to be very, very nice, though. Very, very nice.
Before we get to the rest of the games, how much does like the home field advantage matter of like having that versus a real stadium and stuff like that? How much does it actually matter?
Man, I think something that was crazy to me is whenever we would play Vanderbilt, their stadium, like Jeff said, man, there's something about their stadium where it was.
I forgot they fans was right behind you.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
We had more fans at the game than them.
Yeah. So it
was just.
It depends because sometimes I like playing away. You know what I'm saying? Being able to quiet the crowd.
Yes, I would say I love away games.
Is it a better feeling to quiet a crowd or to get the crowd going?
Quiet the crowd.
That's good.
There's something about it. And it's just weird. Like as football player, like it's weird. You can be playing in front of 90,000, but you won't be able to hear. It's weird. Like being on the field, you don't hear nobody. Like it's so weird. You don't hear no fans.
Were either of you guys on the field? I can't remember when the dance broke out for the Grove Street for the first time.
Oh, that was 2015.
Yeah,
you're freshman, right?
No, we wasn't on kickoff.
We were standing somewhere.
We were still on sideline. On
the stands.
I redshirted that. Yeah.
I was gonna tell a story, but I would have been a buzzkill, so I won't tell a story on that one. All right, I'm gonna skip Maryland and Penn State because that's not even going to be close. USC, Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 7.5-point favorite. The game is in Southern California at the LA Coliseum. I'm going to actually go absolutely brain dead on this one. I think USC might get this game.
Yeah.
I want them to get it for multiple reasons. I can't stand Notre Dame. I think that if they got in, they're a team that gets boat raced. I think that they're probably the worst team in that playoff field against the field of the playoff team. I think that they have the least likely chance to win. So going out west is always hard. USC's due to have a good game. They got a lot of talent. I think that they pull the upset.
Give me USC as well.
Going USC?
Yeah.
USC wants to run the ball. I'm gonna take USC because you ain't passing on Notre Dame, so you have to find a way.
Let's make it a clean sweep, man. Hey, shout out Coach Riley, man.
Sticking with the Trojans.
Oh, that's your coach.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was when I thought Bob Stoops was going to be my coach, but then he ended up retiring. So crazy. And then Lincoln became the coach, but then Coach Stoops ended up being my coach in the XFL.
So you got him anyway.
Yeah,
so
I
there
got
you
him
go.
anyways, yeah.
I'll skip Auburn SMU because that game is actually meaningless. SMU has nothing to play for. 3:30 game. Auburn goes to Alabama. Juice, we'll start with you on this one.
It's the game right here.
Auburn goes to Alabama. What time is the game?
3:30.
I think Milrose shows up today.
Bounce back.
I think he has to bounce back. Yeah, they're at a point where they have to do it. I think
Alabama's a 10.5-point favorite, by the way.
10.5.
Auburn has to win to get bowl eligible too. If Auburn wins, Hugh Freeze probably saves his job.
So I don't like 10.5. I don't like the 10.5 points. I like Bama to win by 3, by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Bama Auburn game to be kind of similar to the Georgia and Georgia Tech game. Not 8 overtimes though. That was ridiculous.
Oh, that was wild.
But yeah, I can see Bama pulling it out at the end. It's gonna be a very close game.
I think it's close, but Bama backdoor covers it at the end. So I'll take Bama with the points.
I think it's the most Alabama thing ever now that Saban's gone. They cost themselves the playoff.
You're right.
Well, by losing last week the way they did and then beat Auburn. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Alabama.
I will if this game was on the Plains, I would take Auburn. It's not. I'm going to take Alabama, but I think it's I'm 3. I mean, I think that if they win, it would not shock me though if Auburn wins because Auburn's playing really well.
Look how excited Auburn is when the game starts. Watch.
Auburn has an NFL defensive line, which is
what they need. Yeah.
Bama so many problems.
Yep.
Arizona takes on Arizona State. It's a rivalry game. Arizona has not had the season people thought that they would have. They actually were a dark horse to potentially contend. Arizona State has to win this game to get to the Big 12 title game. Obviously, they're a little ahead of schedule. Arizona's 8-point favorite on the road. I will take Arizona State, and I think Arizona State's going to win running away. I don't think that this game is close.
Oh, wait, who's the favorite?
Yeah, Arizona
State.
Okay.
The few games that I watched Arizona play, they ain't showed up for me. They messed up my parlay. Arizona State.
It's personal now.
Yeah, I think the coach, the players, I think they really want to go to the Big 12 championship. That'll be big for them. So I think they pull it out.
Arizona stinks. They really do. If you've watched Juice is not wrong. They stink.
They do stink.
Give me the Wildcats. Just because it's rivalry.
I'm actually going to take the Wildcats too.
Wow.
I think the stars are going to align, and we're going to try to find a way to get Deion Sanders in that playoff.
So the rig is in.
Man,
I'm gonna take anybody that helps that happen. So
all right.
No prime.
Okay.
SEC game this afternoon. You've got Arkansas taking on Missouri. Missouri still is ranked somehow. I still don't understand
Missouri
that.
Still ranked.
Still ranked. Missouri is a 3-point favorite at home today. I'm gonna go with the Razorbacks today because I think there's another coach fighting for his job. I think his team responds. Arkansas's played teams really close. Arkansas is kind of unlucky not to have 8 or 9 wins at this point.
Yeah.
I think Missouri's lucky to have 8 wins at this point. So I think that luck reverses. Give me the Razorbacks.
I think I'm going to disagree because Missouri's at home. I'm trying to think of like a real football reason for why. It's just 5, to be honest. I mean, we reached that point of the show where it's just 5. I don't know. It feels like Missouri wins this game by like 9.
I'm actually going to go with the Razorbacks as well because I feel like Missouri's not good. I think they lucked out and they drew LSU and Alabama and the rest of the tough teams in the SEC. Right. They didn't have to play.
Yeah.
And I think their record's fraudulent. I think they're fraudulent. I think Drinkowitz had one good season there.
He's fraudulent.
Stock in him, and I think if you look at the rest of his record.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Missouri's good. I think Luther Burton may be the best player in college football outside of like 3 or 4 dudes. But I think Missouri outside of Burton is not good.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, because we gotta kind of roll here before we get up against time. Washington, Oregon. Oregon's 18-point favorites. I'm gonna take Oregon, but I think it's close. I think Washington's been sneaky in some games, so give me Oregon. Oregon in the last game of the season for them, but I think it's closer because I think they've probably mentally checked out of this already, ready for their title game. Yeah,
they're ready for the title game. I agree. I got Oregon too.
Yeah, Oregon. Oregon's still undefeated. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they the only undefeated team.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, big game tonight. SEC for the SEC title game appearance.
Ooh,
Texas going to Aggie Land. 109, 112,000, something like that, right? Texas A&M wins. They're in. Texas wins. They're in. They haven't played in 11 years. The get-in price for that stadium, that monstrosity, is $650. It is the get-in price in the clouds for that game. Texas is a 4.5-point favorite. Gig 'em Aggies. Texas A&M walks in. I have not been impressed with Texas all season. Texas, I think Texas is a little bit of fraudulent in them. Kentucky could have beat them last week.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're as good as people say they are. Their defense they've only played one top 50 offense all season. They're going to see it. I think A&M is going to be lit. Give me the Aggies.
I think that there's a world that's not very far off. We're sitting here with a different coach, and Mark Stoops is down there at Texas A&M. That was very close.
Yeah,
that was close.
That was
we
very
talking
close
about that
to
yesterday.
happening. So it's kind of crazy to think about that. But today, I think Elko, I think it worked out best for everybody. Stoops here. Elko's a good coach as well. And actually, I think Texas A&M wants to keep those playoff hopes alive. I think A&M wins.
Yeah, I know me and Paul have talked a lot about Texas on if they're actually good or not. I am on team Texas is one of the best teams in the country. The defense is insane. We talked all week about how the stats are fraudulent, and then they went and did the same thing to us. I'm going to take Texas to roll.
Yeah, man. So like my guy was saying, there's something about that orange that I just don't like. You know, you got the Tennessee orange.
I love it.
You got the burnt orange. So yeah, I'm rolling with the Aggies today. I'm not picking Texas.
I like it.
and I think I'll be the last eyeball. I'll go by 4 points. Texas by 4. I think Texas does it. I think Texas closes it out by a tutty.
Silence that crowd.
Yeah, they're gonna silence
the crowd.
Did y'all see the breaking news that Stanford just hired Andrew Luck to be their general manager over NLI and player development?
What?
Breaking news.
Yeah.
GM.
Wow. That's the
bro. He's starting something.
That's the Eddie Graham role.
Watch it.
His actual title is going to be
like general manager. All right, they just open up a job title.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's crazy that they've got.
Let me get my resume together so I can.
All right, I'm gonna skip this game because we got 4 minutes left, so we gotta get to it. The game today, obviously the big one, Kentucky versus University 6. I don't even want to say that. I almost put it on the graphic. I just figured it would be a little bit too much. Guys, we'll start down there with you guys down there. What do you think is gonna happen? Give me an MVP and give me your score prediction for the game.
MVP, I'm going Barryon Brown. Feeling
yeah, we chopped it up with him yesterday.
Yeah, we talked to him a little bit yesterday. I'm feeling his energy, feeling good, looking good, all the things right now. Barryon Brown MVP. We close it out.
What do you think the score is?
21-17.
21-17. All right.
Good score.
21-17.
Man, what's my guy name? The freshman QB, man.
Cutter Boley.
Yes, that's my MVP today. We chopped it up with him yesterday too.
Yeah.
I ain't know he was that
Dude's
big.
got some swagger, doesn't he?
Yeah, I ain't know he was that big. So I'm like,
he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah, so he's my MVP today. You know what I'm saying? Just some confidence to give him going into the next season. I think he's gonna go out and ball out. Man, scores. I know our defense gonna have to come big, man. It's a cold game. We're gonna have to try to put up some points on offense. I want to go 23-17 Cats.
Yeah, so I have 4 pages of notes that I had for this game on stats and everything, and you'll note that I said approximately 0 of them. And that's because it's rivalry week and stats don't matter.
Right.
Cats win 27-23.
Okay.
JJ Weaver has been about a yard away from a touchdown 17 times in his career.
And against Louisville multiple times.
Multiple
times.
From Louisville. I'm taking JJ Weaver to finally get in the end zone and get a touchdown. Shout out Willie Rodriguez. He's going to get a.
Let's go, JJ.
I like it.
Speaking of JJ Weaver, listen to these stats against Louisville in his career: 16 tackles, 3 fumble recoveries, 2 forced fumbles.
Wow.
2 sacks, a pass deflection, an interception, and a combined score of Kentucky 161, Louisville 78.
Wow.
In his career against Louisville. I think the Cats win today. I think this season, honestly, either way would shock me. Mark Stoops gets up for this game. Give me
Without a doubt.
Give me the Cats
Without a doubt.
24-20. And I was going to say Weaver, and I'll switch it up. I think it's Dane Key's last game in a Kentucky jersey. I think he goes to the draft.
You think he's going to the draft?
I think he goes to the draft. So give me Dane Key his last game in blue.
Okay.
There's not words in the tongues of elves or men for the hatred that I have for this school. All right, I'm gonna pull out an old Lord of the Rings reference there.
With you, man.
I think for whatever reason, the red gives superpowers to this group of guys. They play unreal. I don't think it matters if this game was on the moon. I think Kentucky gets up for it. I think you see the potential of what we thought this team is today. I think Cutter brings a different dynamic to the offense. I think he's got a moxie and a swagger that we were lacking. I think the guys believe in him. He's got NFL potential written all over him. I think this offense comes out. I think they punch Louisville in the mouth and just keep punching them. Give me the Cats 30-21.
Ooh,
I think Kentucky scores. I think Kentucky scores potential. No, I think we get I think the defense scores, and I think we get a special team score.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think the offense is efficient. Right. I think give Cutter Boley the MVP. No turnovers.
Yes, no turnovers.
275 yards passing today.
Oh, we getting the whole
spiel. Give me the Cats.
Come on, man.
We getting the whole spiel. Okay.
Give me the Cats. Guys, this has been really fun. I'm glad you guys got to get here and get on the show. We had several hundred people watching online. as well as on the radio. So appreciate Juice Johnson, Jeff Badette. Thanks, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great time out there. Dylan, thanks for jumping on as well. We appreciate it. Thanks to everyone for listening. It's been a great season for football, and we'll see you Tuesday for our first basketball pregame show against Clemson. Have a great one.
You've been listening to the Bleed Blue Kentucky Pregame Show on 102.7 The Game. This has been a broadcast service of Cromwell Media. Join us next game day for more Kentucky pregame action. Thanks for joining us.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.